Good morning, Facebook. We are here. My name is Kara, and I'm here with Darlene. We're here at the Driver Training Center in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I'm going to do a little interview here today with Darlene. She is a current driver of ours, and we're going to kind of base this around women in trucking. So we're going to kind of get a feel for what it's like for Darlene, a day in the life of Darlene, if you will, and see what her day is like and what you can expect being a woman driver here at Schneider. We're going to give it just a minute here just to get some people to join in with us. So before we get started at asking questions. But again, my name is Kara. I'm a recruiter here at Schneider, and this is Darlene.
Hi.
So we're going to ask some questions here. Feel free to ask some questions as well. If they don't get answered in the chat today, they will be answered as a written response. So feel free to ask us some questions as we're going through this, and we'll try to answer your questions as we go. But we'll go ahead and get started. So again, we're at the Driver Training Center here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. I think like a high of 78 or something, which is
Really nice.
really nice. Not something that we're used to here in Wisconsin, so it's beautiful. But Darlene, tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you become a truck driver? Just kind of share your story.
Well, when I was in my early 20s, I wanted to become a truck driver. But when I talked to a recruiter, they told me how long we were going to be out and everything, and I couldn't do it.
Sure.
Because I had a young baby. So I was working. So after that, I went into a hotel industry, and I had been in it for 17 years.
Oh.
So the hotel that I was working under closed, and I didn't want to go back into hotel. So I looked for a job. Couldn't find anything that wasn't in the hotel, so I ended up going back to hotel business.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I was sitting and I said, I can go into truck driving now, you know. So I called 160, and they said that go to Schneider and they'd be your sponsor for you to go to truck driving school. So that's how I started. That was the journey, and it was a long journey. Serious. It was a long journey. I made it to the end, and I was so excited. So excited.
That's awesome. A good feeling, I'm sure.
Yes.
How long have you been driving for then?
As of June, I'll be a year.
As of June, you'll be a year.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, sounds good. So what would you say? So we always say there's like 3 stages of truck driving. There's truck driving school, there's your training, and then there's the real world.
Exactly.
Can you compare and contrast those 3 things for us?
There's truck driving school. It just gives you an ideal what you have to learn out driving the truck. Basically, it's just teaching you the simple fundamentals of driving a truck.
Sure.
And then you get out here to your next stage, and now you have to put that to the side, and you have to go to training here. And when you get here, they give you more of what's expected when you go into customers. And as you go into customers, this is how you have to do things. This is what you do. The driving part, if you know how to drive a car, you can drive a tractor. I always tell everybody that, because it's the trailer you have to learn how to drive. Okay. And then when you get done learning a little bit about the trailer, now here comes the real world. And the real world you have to add what you learned in driving, truck driving school, and here, and combine them together, and experience of life, and go out here and do it. And I think my plus was I have customer service experience. So even when I'm out here dealing with the customer, I already have customer service experience. So the customer part of it is the easy part to me.
Sure.
I always say, but when I come out here driving that truck, yeah, it's a world of its own. Really, but I love it. I gotta say, the part that I love is the drive. When you get out there, it's so peaceful. But the other parts, it's challenging.
Yeah.
It has its moments.
Yeah.
And I always tell everybody, there's days that I got tears running down. I have to take a moment because I'm emotionally overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And you have those days that you're emotionally overwhelmed. But all in all, when you finished and you made it to the end of whatever that was, you feel good because you accomplished it. Now you're building your own it's like you building yourself. The truck teaches you how to build your own self-confidence.
Sure.
That's what basically it does to you.
And every single time you overcome those challenges, and it's not a challenge the next time.
Right.
That's awesome.
It builds your confidence. Cool. Then sometimes I always say, don't get too overconfident.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Stay grounded.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, again, my name is Kara, and I'm a recruiter here at Schneider, and I'm here with Darlene. So Darlene's been here almost about a year with us now, driving tractor trailer for us. And again, this is kind of centered around women in truck driving. So if you have any specific questions for Darlene, feel free to ask us. We'll try to get those answered for you as soon as possible here. But what would you say, as in the mindset of a woman in truck driving, what is the biggest challenge that you would say you face?
I don't. That part I've debated over. I don't see a challenge for me per se. There might be challenges, but maybe because life has taught me how to endure certain things, so it doesn't affect me. It's just part of what life has given me. And so, but as a new driver, you might have more challenges, because I guess me in life, I've learned how to find a solution.
Sure.
I never stay in the problem. So if there's a problem, I don't see it. I find the solution and never go to the problem.
Sure.
So if they say, well, Darlene, you have to go up the street 2 blocks down, turn around. Okay, now let me see what you're talking about. So I'm getting into the solution instead of staying in the problem.
Sure. That's awesome. So would you say more of the challenges come as just being a new truck driver, not being a female?
Just a driver itself, yes.
Sure.
Yes. Those are your challenges as a driver.
That's awesome. All right. Sounds good. So let's see here. What would you say, what are some of the, if you could give a tip to a new driver, what's the biggest tip you could give someone, or a key to success or something like that?
Just what I just said. Never see the problem, see the solution.
See the solution.
And as long as you stay in the solution, there isn't a problem, so you don't get overwhelmed. And I always say, if there's someone, if you didn't feel that you accomplished it the way you wanted to, always open the door and ask a driver, any driver, complete stranger, because we at a truck stop. If you have it, ask, because they can give you a solution. I always say, gather more information and execute it the way you choose to.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you go. I said, your way, my way, I could take in 10 ways and learn how to combine it to work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I might not be as experienced as you are, that you can pull up, bag up, swing around, whatever. I might can do 2 of those things that you said. And he suggests something I might do every 3, and it gives me the solution to how to execute what I need to execute.
Sure. Just being more knowledgeable, a bigger perspective.
Keep an open mind. You have to keep an open mind. Don't feel like you're overly confident in what you're doing, because this right here, as a beginner, you gotta stay so open to ideas and ways, because you don't know.
Sure.
That trailer, it's something that every day you learn something new about it. They give you the fundamentals, but now you have to learn how to execute it to the best of your ability that's comfortable to you.
Sure.
And that's the only way you're going to make it. Finding you with your truck. Like my truck name, I named her.
You named it? What's your truck's name?
It's really, her name is Big Booty Bertha. And the reason why, and the reason why I call it, because she always got a heavy load on her butt. so I have a name for her. So when me and her is out there doing our thing, I said, "Come on, girl, you can do it. We can do this, you know." So swing that butt, get that butt over there. so
that's awesome.
So that's the way I find me peace, because I always tell I have a relationship with my truck. Me and her have a relationship. So me and her have to work together all the time when we out there. And that's how I look at it. And that's what makes me get to the other side all the time.
That's awesome. That's cool. I have a name for my car too. So I guess you're not the only one, don't worry. Perfect. All right. So again, just to reintroduce us again, my name is Kara. I'm a recruiter here at Schneider, and I am here with Darlene. We're in Green Bay, Wisconsin right now. We're a driver training center. So if you can see behind us, this is where our drivers actually train when they come to the Green Bay location at we call it the DTC. So kind of switching gears, how would you say, what's your relationship with your DBL like?
Oh man, it's awful.
It's awesome?
Yeah, I gave him a pet name too.
Oh boy.
You know how your parent takes care of you, and you don't have to, if you go to your parent about a problem, they solve it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't, they find a way to solve your problem.
Yeah.
So I gave him a name, his name Big Papa.
Big Papa.
so
Sure, he appreciates that.
So I say, Big Papa, make it happen now. Make it happen. We need this, you know. So he makes me feel secure.
Sure.
And that's an awesome feeling.
Sure.
Because when you have that person you can go to, and we have a relationship that we can communicate very well together.
That's awesome.
And I think that is what, I think he is my other strength out here, you know. When I need to pull him in to help me emotionally, I get overwhelmed sometimes, and he just calms me on down, and okay, you okay now? Yes, I'm okay. We move to the next. So he's one of those, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's amazing. I didn't know that you can have such a good relationship with someone like that. I didn't know
Sure.
that,
with a leader.
Yeah, that you don't see him as a leader, but he is your leader. He's your leader because he helps you, lead you to the directions you need to go. And to sometimes someone to grab your hand and say, come on, we're gonna go this way. Like, small example, one day I couldn't get my load right.
Mm-hmm.
He says, do A, B, and C. And okay, and I hang up the phone. I go do A, B, and C. Call him back. Okay, now he said, do D, E, and F. Okay, and now everything is done.
Sure.
As long as I follow what he says, it's going to get done. But if I try to do it my way, at that time I have to put all my faith into him to make sure that whatever I need done, and not question it. Just do it, because he has the experience to know what to do.
Sure.
And that's what I do. And every single time I've done it, it has always came out perfect.
Really?
Every single time.
That's good. That's perfect. So where are you based out of?
Green Bay.
Green Bay? Yeah, okay. And what is your typical day like? How long are you out on the road for? Are you over the road, regional, dedicated?
I don't know what it's called. I think it's regional, Midwest, and
Okay.
Eastern.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long are you out on the road for at a time?
Well, what I
Typically.
initially signed in for was 11 days home, 11 days out, 3 days home.
Okay.
But then I don't have anybody at home.
Sure.
So when I go home, I'm just home.
You're just home.
So then I said, well, I can stay out. So I stay out like 25 days and then go home, stay 5 days.
Sit back and home.
And
Nice.
then come back out.
Cool. So what's it like out on the road for you? Do you have favorite places that you would like to stop if you're in an area? Or
Up here, it's a place up here.
Yeah.
They got this carnival omelet. It is awesome, man. Every time I come up here, I'm like, going to get my omelet. Going to get. Yeah, they got a carnivore. It got all kinds of meats in it. Love it.
Where is it?
It's on the other side of the bridge. That's all I know.
Oh, it's in Green Bay.
It's
in Green Bay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's a truck stop over there. It has, I don't know the name of it. I just got it, so I know where it is when I come.
I'm gonna have to find me that omelet. Okay.
Yes, it's called a carnivore omelet.
Sounds good.
It is.
Too funny. Well, again, I am Kara. I am a recruiter here at Schneider, and I am here with Darlene. We just have a couple more questions for you, Darlene. What does Schneider provide for training for women? We stumped her.
Yeah, because I never saw it as an individual. I never saw
Sure.
it being separated as a woman thing or a man thing.
Yeah.
I guess I went in blind. They provide an automatic That's what they
Okay.
look like.
Okay.
But as a woman itself, I didn't see that you guys separated us. I saw you treated us as equals,
Sure.
as a man and a woman. I think they gave you acknowledgement being here, saying it's a good job you coming after it. So they did acknowledge you, because like I was the only woman in my little group when I came up here.
Okay.
So and my at that time I think it was Patty was my DBL. She was like, "You go, girl," you know. so it made you want to do this even more,
Sure.
because they acknowledged you.
Awesome. Awesome. How do you like your automatic?
At the first, I felt that they took my title from me, my truck driver
Your truck
title.
driver title?
Because I always say a truck driver is someone that drive with a stick. So that
Yeah.
was that focus that you had.
Yeah.
So when they gave me the automatic, I felt that they took my title from me, and I was hurt. I was so hurt. I cried. I cried. I was like, but then I think his name Bill. Bill says, you still gonna get all the experience that you have as in a manual as you do in the automatic. You still gotta learn how to turn, park, everything. And now I'll be mad if they took it from me. So no, I love her. I love it. I love it. I listen to my friend. He always says, you don't have to worry about you can just sit in traffic. I said, I sure can. He said, well, my leg be hurting sometimes. I said, oh, I forgot. Yeah, you in the manual. Yeah, I just sit there and look at the traffic when we sitting. I got to think about my leg. I got to think about none of
clutching.
that. So yeah, I love it now. But at the time, I was put in it. No, I just thought it hurt. I thought they were just
Took away your truck driver card.
Yeah, yeah, it sure did. Not as hard as it took me to get there. And that's the part that the journey before getting here was a long journey.
Mm-hmm.
So I fought hard to get here. And then when you get here, they say, no, that title is not yours anymore. And I just was distorted behind it.
Sure.
I was.
But you had an idea in your head, and that was it. That was
Yeah.
Well, cool. What about, so obviously I'm sure, as you know, safety is really key here at Schneider. What would you say is the biggest safety tip for drivers out there?
Get out and look.
What was get out and look?
Mm-hmm.
Look at what?
When you trying to see, my thing was it's always parking. Parking was my hardest thing, and my safety was when you get out and look, you're safe. It gives you that peace. Like the other day, I was trying to get out. The trailers were too close, and I had to, and the load was heavy. And when I'm trying to swing out, and by the load being heavy, you don't know if you hit something if the load is heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So getting out and looking every single time, it gives you that peace. It's like, because the load is so heavy, you don't know if you hit something.
Yeah.
So that is one of my biggest ones now. At first, it was the hardest one, and now it's like and I jump out that truck so fast and look. But when loads are heavy, those are the ones that have you questioning. And then the other one is when you're in traffic, you never stop looking.
Yeah.
When you're in traffic, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm in traffic, I move like a turtle. Not too slow, but slow enough so I can look. Because cars, you look, I look at you and look back, it's a car there. It was like there was nobody there 15 seconds ago,
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big thing. Looking is my thing. I always say when you're done for the day, your eyes are tired, so you want to close them. So yes, you're tired because you're looking all the time.
Sure.
That's it.
And not just right in front of you. You're looking out and around and
everywhere, especially when you're in traffic.
Yeah.
Because everything moves like snap.
Yep. Okay, awesome. So again, my name is Kara. We're here at the Driver Training Center here in Green Bay, and I am here with Darlene. So she has been a driver here for almost a little less than a year, almost a year coming up in June. A couple more questions for you guys here. What would you say women or anyone looking to become a truck driver, what would you say to them?
It's an amazing job to have. It gives you everything that, it builds you up as a person. It takes you to a new level of self. Coming as a truck driver, it's not as complicated as you might think it is. Once you get past certain things, it's like an easy breeze. Especially to young girls. Young girls always say it gives you a career. It gives you a career in life, and it can take you so many different directions in life. So I always tell it is a good thing if you're not a person that, okay, I always say if you're not a person that wants to go to college right now and you want to have an income that's suitable for you right now in life, this would be it. And I always tell everybody, you can always take one course, or if you this is not what you want as permanent, take one course online for your college, and you do have downtime to do it, but just one class. And as you continue to build your career in truck driving, you can build a career in something else. So truck driving doesn't take your life. It can build you a new life if this is not the life you want. But truck driving to me is a foundation to take you to see the world. And even like I remember, I hate to tell my age, but
it's okay. We're not asking you to.
But at my age, I decided I have been in the same city my whole life. And now my son is grown and gone, and there was nothing there. Now I get to come out here and see stuff that I saw on TV that I see today. And to have that now at my age is beautiful. So someone young, hey, you guys, come on out, see what the world looks like other than through a TV.
Yeah.
Come on out and get paid doing it.
And get paid doing it. What more can you ask for?
Exactly.
That's awesome. What hobbies, or any hobbies, do you have any hobbies while you're on the road? What do you like to do on your downtime?
Well, I used to like to crochet.
Really?
And knit. Yes. Yeah. And like when I first got out here, I brought my little crochet project to crochet. I was going to finish this blanket that I was making for my nephew. But now, when I stop moving, I stop moving. So it's a whole different thing. I'm trying to find myself in this.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place because I haven't quite got me established where I need to be to go different directions in what I want to do. But right now it's just trying to learn me, get me comfortable with the life that I've chosen.
Sure. Awesome. Well, good. I know it's getting a little chilly out here.
Yes.
It's a little breezy in the shade. How would you say, what's the best thing you can do to maximize your miles? I know that's a big question that we have, is making sure they get miles, because obviously miles is how you get paid. What can you do to maximize that?
That's a good question. I have no idea. I don't, because my thing is I like to stay moving too.
Yeah.
And that's maybe why I need to see, like sometimes, like when I'm in a certain area, I don't move as much. And then when I'm in this area, I move all the time. So I don't know if it's me. I don't know how that goes. I just know that right now, they say move, I say okay. That's it. That's it. I don't know how to do anything other than saying okay, because I'm still learning.
Sure. Yeah, you're still establishing that.
Yes. And so they say, Darlene, let's move. Okay, let's go. Let's move. And I like to move. So like when you go from picking up your load and then park for the night and then get up that next morning, you get good miles then. You get real good. You get all the way to your destination.
Mm-hmm.
But if you got that one that you pick up your load, then you try to drive so many hours, then you park, then you feel like you didn't do a good job.
Sure.
But I like to just like grab my load, park, and then drive it, and then I'm okay.
Just move, keep moving.
Keep moving, and then feel like you work for the day. It feels that way instead of stop, go, stop, go, stop, go.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just eat, and then some days, you know, you just can't get your groove on. You just can't get moving like you want to. So it's each day, every day is a different day out here. So to maximize your miles, never thought about it.
Sure. I think we all have those days, though. I have those days where you can't get in the groove of things. You feel off.
Yeah.
And so I think it's perfectly normal to have those.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Well, again, I want to thank you guys for joining us here today. Again, my name is Kara. I'm a recruiter here at Schneider, and I am here with Darlene. Thank you so much, Darlene, for joining us and answering those questions for us. I know we put you on the spot, so we just want to thank you guys. Again, we're in Green Bay. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on this post. We'll be sure to answer those for you. Also, give us a call at our recruiting line if you have any additional questions here. You want to hear more about some job opportunities or some any questions really that you have. Give us a call. Our number is 1-800-44-PRIDE. Again, 1-800-44-PRIDE. Feel free to give us a call. We'll be happy to answer your questions. Again, also ask any questions that you have on the feed, and we'll be happy to answer them for you. So again, thank you, Darlene. You guys have a great day.